This is Rabbi Andy from Temple Emmanuel in Greensboro, North Carolina, just with a very quick message. We're in the middle of Passover right now, 2025, and I'm heading out actually at the beginning of next week after Passover ends. I'll be taking a group on the March of the Living. We have a group of high school teens, 12th graders this year coming, as well as a couple of adults from Temple Emmanuel. And first we'll be going to Poland, and then we will be going to Israel. We'll be in Poland for Holocaust Memorial Day, for Yom HaShoah, and then we'll be in Israel. We'll overlap with this year's Yom HaZikaron, Israel's Memorial Day, as well as Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel's 77th Day of Independence. There will be commemorations as well as marking those times here in Greensboro as on the appropriate days. And I just want to encourage everyone in the community to be a part of that. We'll be at the Beth David Synagogue this year for Holocaust Memorial Day. Judy Mager from Temple Emmanuel will be presenting her family story. And then for Yom HaAtzmaut, we'll be here at Temple Emmanuel. Gil Hoffman, a noted Israeli journalist, will be speaking with us. And you may notice on my shirt, if you can see it, today is day 559 of the captivity of the remaining 59 hostages who have been held by Hamas terrorists and their accomplices in Gaza since October 7th of 2025. And during this Festival of Freedom, I know that we all pray for their release. There's another thing that's really on my mind and my heart right now, and that has to do with the attack on the first night of Passover this year, the attack on the governor of Pennsylvania's home, which on the one hand is bad enough that a governor of a state here in the United States, that the residence was attacked. I think what made it, even more something that sticks out is that this happened on the first night of Passover. And as I've looked in the local media and I've looked at the coverage, I'll say this: our president should have said more about what happened there, and I think that there should have been a tremendous amount of more attention being given to this particular act, not only of political violence, but also of anti-Semitism. I'm going to be speaking a little bit more about this on Friday night. We're during the period also that our tradition calls the counting of the Omer, marking that period of passage between the Exodus from Egypt and when we make it to Mount Sinai to receive the Torah. And I just really want to show something, because as we head into Shabbat, the Shabbat this year will be the 6th day of the counting of the Omer. But you'll see on the wall behind me over here, this is supposed to be on the wall of Temple Emmanuel. By the way, it's open for interpretation, but one of the ways that I interpret it is that this is like the waters of the Red Sea parting. It also looks a lot like the sand dunes of the desert that we marched in for 40 years. But this space in particular always speaks to me about that dry land that appeared right at that time that the waters part and we make our way through. This year, Shabbat will also be, I said it's the 6th day of the counting of the Omer, will be the 7th day of Passover. And the 7th day of Passover we see is that day that we walked on dry land in between the waters and made our way, we continued on our way towards freedom. That passage from one time to another, celebration to another, we Jewish people always lean in on the imperative for freedom. So I hope that sometime in the coming hours, and if not in the coming days, we hear of freedom for those who are still actually themselves being held captive in abhorrent conditions. And maybe this should also be a time that we also lean in on freedom wherever we are. I know that there are different protests that are happening in our country, just saying, stop restricting our freedoms, right? We know that there are serious issues out there, but they shouldn't come at the cost of our freedom. Because ultimately, we have a story that says that we can make a passage from one place to the other, bring about a better tomorrow. And I think that that's what our hopes and prayers are during this period. So Shabbat Shalom, and looking forward to seeing you sometime real soon. Chag Sameach. Take care.